Hi, welcome to Paul Kelly Golf. I'm Paul Kelly. Do you battle when you play in wind? Do you play in extreme wind fairly frequently? Like, I mean real extreme wind. Stuff that the announcers talk about, which to us here in St. John's is only minor. But do you battle with it? Does it restrict how you play? Does it even hinder you from going out and playing in it? If so, I've got a great tip for you on how to play in extreme wind, how to use your clubs to the best of your ability, and how to enjoy playing when you're playing in wind rather than going out there with a defeatist attitude right from the very beginning. So stick around. So what makes me an expert in playing in extreme wind? Well, it's not that I'm the best wind player in the world, but I play in probably one of the windiest places in the world. Now, everybody says that they have wind at their course, and everybody says, oh, you should see the wind at my course. Is your city that you live in rated in the top 3 or top 5 windiest cities in the world by multiple different weather and climate organizations? Well, my city is St. John's, Newfoundland. It's rated in the top 5, sometimes in the top 3, depending on the publication. Either way, it's exceptionally windy. And the course that I play at, Pippi Park, is in the highest, windiest spot of that windiest city. This place is off the charts. When I watch the Open over in Scotland and England, and they're talking about the wind whipping in, sure, it's strong, but it's absolutely nothing compared to what we play in every single day. And once again, rated as one of the windiest places in the world. So I'm going to target a 150-yard par 3. And I'm going to play it as if there was no wind and use the club that I would normally use for that 150-yard. And then I'm going to target it for exceptional wind and play the club and the shot that I would to cover that 150 when the wind is howling. And howling, I mean here it's 50, 60, 70 kilometers so often that we don't even bother to keep track of it. You know, you go out on the course here and it's 40, 50 kilometers, nobody's even talking about it being a windy day. It's just accepted. It's just the way things are here. We have to learn to live with it because it doesn't go away. All right, so first what we do is we get our base numbers. I've got a 9-iron, which gives me roughly about 150 yards. We're going to look at the trajectory, the overall apex, and then what that would look like if I flighted it down with a different club to accommodate all the wind. Okay, so shooting for roughly 150, and I've got my 9-iron. All right, okay, so there's 152 yards. I had a launch angle of 21 degrees. I had an overall apex of 21 yards high, and it came in and landed fairly soft, but it was up in the air. So now let's see what happens when we change the club, produce a different setup, a different ball flight, take some things off of it, and bring that trajectory down so that my ball is not going up and at the mercy of that howling wind all the time. And everyone, if you like the content that this channel produces, please hit the subscribe button, the notification button so that you get told when there's new videos coming out. Feel free to leave a comment or share. The content will grow. I'll post more. You'll get more tips. Everybody wins. Okay, so now I'm playing in my standard 40, 50 kilometer wind. I'm supposed to play later today. It's calling for 40 kilometers. Nobody's going to blink an eye at where I play with that. They may get frustrated, but it's so common that they just accept it and move on. No one's going to talk about 40 kilometers today being windy. So I had a 9-iron that covered 150. I'm going to say that we've got a 40 kilometer headwind right in my face. I'm going to drop all the way down to a 6. Now, here's the problem. Most people keep their same club and they try and punch it down low, which spins the ball high and gives them the reverse effect. I've got 3 clubs more than I hit before. The trick is I have to keep my backswing short and short out the other side. Now, this is a tempo thing. It can't be chop and punch and stop at the ball. So it's going to be short back, smooth tempo through with 3 clubs more. And that should give me about 150 yards flight. It'll bring it down. I'm trying to shoot for somewhere around half the flight. So maybe 10, 11, 12 yards of height rather than that 21. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to change my ball position. My normal ball position for my club is somewhere just forward of center, and I'm going to move it to us just slightly back of center. I'm not going to move it into the back of my stance like some people promote, because to me that's more of a descending strike and it's going to spin the ball again. And the spin going up is going to be height. So I'm going to move this ball just slightly back of center. I'm going to come back low and I'm going to follow through low and I'm going to bring that flight down. So now let's see what happens. I've got a 6-iron to try and recapture that same 150 flight. Ball is back in my stance a little bit, short backswing, short follow through. Now, that's just about perfect. I have a 147 shot. That's 4 yards less than my original one. 147 versus 151, 152. So that was a perfect shot, perfect example of what I'm trying to do here. Low coming back, low coming through. It was dead straight. It went from a 21-degree launch angle to 14. It went from 21 yards of height to 11. So it hit the numbers that I wanted. It brought my flight down in half and the same yardage as the 9-iron that went up in the air. Now, once again, the mistake that a lot of people make is they do not drop back enough clubs. So if they're hitting a 9 and all of a sudden they've got a huge wind in their face, they may say, okay, I'll go back to an 8 and swing easy. It's not enough. I came back all the way down to a 6. So once again, ball is slightly in the back of my stance, just back of center, short back here, tempo, and short forward. And I'm shooting for basically 150. So here we go again. It's going to be the same shot again. Now, there's 3 balls out there in a cluster about the size of a dining room table. 146. So I'm less than about a third of a club difference from all 3 shots. Now, the beauty of this is that especially in the wind, with a shorter swing, you're controlling things, you're making less range of motion, you're going to hit the ball very clean and very straight. So if you're struggling with the wind, and if you're avoiding going and playing because it's windy and you're thinking, God, it's another day ruined, learn how to make this shot. Embrace it. Go out and enjoy playing in the wind. You're not going to shoot as good a scores when there's no wind, but you will learn how to shoot better scores than your friends if your friends don't know this shot. And that's the key. If you have this tool in your bag and you're playing anywhere where it's windy, you're going to succeed. You're going to thrive in the wind, and you will enjoy it more. Thanks for watching. I'm Paul Kelly.